Hello everyone and welcome to the iSpring Solutions webinar. Thank you very much for joining us today as this is our closing webinar for 2016. We hope that you guys have a wonderful holiday season and we wish you all the best for 2017 and we are very excited for more webinars. My name is Paulina, I am a community manager and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. And today we're going to be talking about how to use Cutout People in iSpring courses to engage your audience. We have a very special guest today with us, Taylor Allard. Hi Taylor, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, thanks for asking. Taylor is with eLearning Brothers and he is marketing evangelist and he will be talking about all different cutout characters that they have and also talk a little bit about instructional design point. And we also have today Vladimir Hosh. Hi Vladimir, thank you very much for joining us.
Hello.
Vladimir is our systems engineer and he works in technical support. He will be talking about the tech side of using characters in iSpring courses and will also cover some tips and tricks. And at the end of the webinar, we're also going to have a Q&A session, so if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to submit them in the question box that should be on the right side of your GoToWebinar panel. And at this point, I think we're ready to begin, and I'm passing the mic over to Taylor.
Thank you, Paulina. Let me just get this screen set up.
All right.
Yeah. Everybody can see my screen okay?
Yes.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, first things first, again, we're talking about the cutout people that we have at eLearning Brothers, and this is actually one thing that I get to participate in a lot, that we get to set up cutout people. I'm going to just take off my screen recording because it's a little, oh, there we go. Let's click that. Doing cutout people is something I get to participate in quite a bit. That me and another coworker, we go out and take pictures, cut them out, and set everything up ready for you guys to download. As you see here, we have lots of cutout people. We actually have over 50,000 cutout people ready for you guys to download and put in your courses. As we come over here, and again, I'm in the library at eLearning Brothers. If I hover over cutout people right here, we see all these different cutout people that are ready for you to use. Storyline characters are for storyline. We have those exact same characters, though, in our photo library. Oops, let me get back there. The storyline characters are simply just in a different file format for them. And as we see here, we have our iSpring characters. And I'll click on that. You see we have this set of 18 sets of character people. And again, this is something you guys, you have a lot of them in your library already. We have integrated with you guys, so you'll see a lot of these already in your library. Something that's pretty awesome that we've done for each one of these cutout people, so I'll click on here. You see there's an iSpring character pack that you can download right here. But we've also made the file compatible with TalkMaster, meaning that the normal cutout people, you'll have a full body view, but if you download the TalkMaster pack, as you see right here, iSpring TalkMaster character pack, it will be ready for you to use in your TalkMaster. Since the TalkMaster cutout people, or the people in your TalkMaster, are only from the waist up, we've made it so that these character people that aren't integrated will fit into your TalkMaster perfectly. Something that we're doing constantly is adding to this library. Every month we take pictures, like I said, and we add around 3,500 new cutout people to our library, which is awesome. And again, it's a trickle-down effect down to the iSpring character packs. We will be adding more to this pack. It takes a little more time, and I don't really have the control over when that happens. I know that it's happening. There's just some things in the queue ready for before this happens. Something that is awesome, though, you guys aren't limited to these 18 sets of characters. So we click here, we go to photorealistic, and we view all. We see we have 511 sets of cutout people, and each one has roughly over 100 poses. As you see, I'm right there. I actually did a cutout person, which was pretty fun.
I
Right,
think
I'm
I know
again in
him.
business. He looks familiar.
Right.
Yeah, so again, like I said, this is actually one of my favorite things to do is work on cutout people. It may be a little tedious at time to get it ready, but it's actually really cool once you get to incorporate it into your projects. So, like I said, these character people are ready for your and any of your courses that you want to put into your iSpring courses, and they're fit perfectly. Again, not all of these are TalkMaster compatible yet. Hopefully, I hope one day we'll get there, that we have all of them compatible with the TalkMaster, but they're all compatible with other iSpring quizzing features and different software programs that you guys have. One thing that is really important to keep in mind is when to use them, and this is getting into the instructional design or best practices of cutout people. Number one, I talked with my instructional designer coworker who's been doing this for over 15 years. The first point he said was, if you don't do it just because you can, meaning don't insert a cutout person just because you can. I know we're talking about it, but one of the most important things to know is when not to use it. And when you know when not to use it, then you know when to use it. So that's number one. Keep that in mind. Know when and when not to use cutout people. Number two that he talked about is you don't need to use the full body. As we click on here, let's go and I'll show an example. So we have this full body here of me, standing there, act like I'm running on a notepad. You don't need to use the full body every time in your projects. You can easily crop it. PowerPoint and iSpring allow for that to be able to happen. Make sure you have the right size. As you see, we go up to pretty large sizes and then down to smaller sizes depending on what you're needing. The smaller sizes are great for web-based programs. So iSpring should handle the largest just fine because it's such a powerful tool. The third thing is consistency. Make sure you're always using the same cutout person in the same project. Be aware that you can change different poses. iSpring, I'm pretty sure, Vladimir, tell me if I'm wrong, that iSpring allows for different state modules. I know in TalkMaster it allows for that. But I think in other aspects of iSpring that allows for that. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, in TalkMaster you can set 5 emotions for a character from happy to angry. And yeah, just 5 poses, 5 pictures for one character. You're more than welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Vladimir. Exactly, so we have all these different kinds. We could use this picture of me looking disgusted for being angry, and then we have different things for being happy. So realize that you can change states on the fly. The last thing actually in instructional design, we just came out with a periodic table of instructional design, meaning, I'll click on it right here. You see this, this is available on our website, but as you see all these, it's kind of a periodic table of all the best practices and things to be keeping in mind when you're building projects. Again, this is available on our website.
Taylor, is it possible
Yep.
for you to send the link in the chat box?
Yeah, I will do that right now. Let's just give me 1 second, go over into the chat box. Chat. There is that link.
Yep, thank you.
Yep, no problem. As you see, some of the things like consistency, efficiency, autonomy is really important. There's so many different reasons why you would use cutout people, and a lot of it is outlined in here when and when not to use it and how to use it. It's great for teachers who put all their presentations online and want to have a connection with the people over the internet when their face isn't necessarily on every slide. Cutout people allows for that to be able to happen, to have a connection between a user and the creator. Excuse me, which is awesome. So there's so many different things and ways you can use Cutout People, and this instructional design periodic table really outlines actually every single one of those. So I hope that will help in everybody's creation of projects using Cutout People, not using Cutout People, and just in general.
Thank you very much. And we have a question from Fern. What would be some reasons not to use Cutout People? Will that infographic or periodic table answer this question?
Yeah, and I'm not an instructional designer, so I couldn't really tell you. I know there is reasons. Depending on the type of presentation you're giving, largely depends on when you wouldn't use Cutout People. If you are going more of a, let's say, an internal presentation of statistics and things like that, it would simply be distracting to have a cutout person be there. Have me. Sorry, my mouse is kind of. Have me like, and as you see here, we got some statistics over to the right. That'd be kind of, it would draw away from the purpose of the presentation. Cutout People should always, be in the right or left-hand corner. Minimal animations. They're there so that an audience member or a user can connect with the presentation and be engaged. That's one of the biggest ones for me. There's so many other reasons why you would use a cutout person. I don't have time to go into all of them today. And again, like Fern was asking, there's also a lot of different ways and reasons why you wouldn't use Cutout People. And then again, that, like Polina said, this instructional design graphic will help you understand when and when not to use those. And that is about it for me. Is there any more questions, or are we looking good?
Yeah, I think we're looking good right now, and we're ready to move on to the Vladimir's part.
Awesome. Do I need to change presenter, or?
I think so.
I can do it for you.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Great. Alright, please let me know if you can see my screen and what I'm doing here.
Yes, we can see
Yep, we can
it.
see it.
Alright, that's great. Alright, as iSpringers or users of iSpring authoring tools know, they can find characters on the main ribbon in PowerPoint. Just switch to the iSpring Suite 8 tab and find the character option. Click on those and you'll find the presets. And also, here are my custom characters, which I inserted previously. And also, you can extend your character library. Just go ahead and open this window and click on this link which says Get More Characters. And you will be redirected to our website, where you can also go to the character store and download pre-made iSpring templates. Just do not forget to create your member account or log in. Then, as you know, just go to the Cutout People library and select something here. Alright, I want to get this one. And let's say we need something from here. Here is a PNG file. Let's say we want to add an absolutely new character to our library. What do we do? First, we download a PNG file with a transparent background, you see. I think I'll take a good quality, but not the highest one. I'm just downloading it. Let's say so to my desktop. Alright. But in order to create a character package, you need to get a special utility for iSpring, because characters which are designed to work in Adobe or Articulate authoring tools, they will not work with iSpring authoring tools due to compatibility reasons. Formats are too different, they have different structures, and they simply cannot be read by iSpring. The same characters for iSpring cannot be used in Articulate Storyline or in Adobe Presenter or other authoring tools from Adobe. Alright, so we have a picture downloaded. Here it is. And next, we can just, from this screen, we can download a free utility, which is free character wizard. Just click on head over, and you can download it right away. A good thing is that it's totally portable. You do not need to install it. And it allows you to save it on your flash drive, move it to another computer or to your laptop when you need to work on another computer. Just simply go to the folder where you downloaded it and launch it. On the welcome screen, just click on the next option and select the action that you want to do. Right now, we want to create a new character. So I select the first one, the first option, and go to the next step. Here, I give a name to our new character. Well, let's say Anna. We can add some keywords if required, and browse to add a thumbnail for this character. Then we go next. Here we add a picture or pictures. Yes, we can add more than just one picture, which will be used to create a character package. So we just click on Add and search for the picture, this one. We open it. The next step is just select the image quality. You can go ahead and keep it original quality, or optimize it to according to your needs, to your requirements. This time I'll keep it original. Then go next and select package name. Well, let's keep it the same and click on the browse option and select the destination folder where your character package will be saved. Once you're ready, click OK and proceed to the next step. Right now you see that the package is already created. Here it is. Just click on Finish and close this dialog window. It's quite easy to import a new character into your iSpring library. And just double click. I'm sorry for this. I have a few language versions. It's asking if I want to install a new character, which is Anna. I say yes. And now it says that character Anna is successfully installed. I say OK. Now I just go back to PowerPoint, go back to the iSpring tab, click on where it says character, and what do I see? I see Anna in my library, and I actually insert it. Alright, it's not a good presentation for this very character, just a sample. A good thing is that characters are not only included into iSpring Suite, you can also find it in QuizMaker. Let's say we create a new one. Alright, just go to the slide view, and here on the Insert tab, you also find Character option, and you find Anna there. Just insert it. Again, it's not the best character for this quiz, or the quiz is not designed properly, but it's just simple. So you see, it's quite easy. Right. And also, as I said, this is how we add a new character into iSpring Suite and QuizMaker. But you also can get templates for iSpring. Yes, I saved this link. All right, template library. All right, so we're here. Yeah, for Camtasia, for iSpring, for Storyline, I just go to iSpring, and I can download pre-made characters which maybe not in the default library and add them. And of course, you can also add your characters to into your dialogues with Talkmaster. It works slightly differently, but it's quite easy as well. So let me just add a new slide for dialogue. I go to the iSpring Suite tab, click on where it says Simulation. This way we create a new dialogue. Let's say new simulation and add a new scene. Alright, it's here. No characters, no background, so we go ahead and click on, just once again, go ahead and click on this option which says choose character and select any one from these pre-installed characters. But what if we want to add a new one? Just let me delete this. So what do we do? Here is an option which says add character. We click on this and we search for a picture which we want to add. And let's say this one. Alright, but it's just one posture for each emotion, right? So it's happy, normal, puzzled, unhappy, and even angry. But angry cannot be this one, of course. So we just go right click, edit, and here we select pictures for each emotion. So happy is good. Normal is not quite good, so we click on where it says change and select another one, another picture. Open it. So now it's better. Puzzled. Alright. Well, unhappy. Yeah, something seems to be not very good. And even angry. Alright. Looks good. Save changes, just click on the save option and you'll find it here. But if you change its mode, its motion, you'll see that the picture changes as well. Now let's say I want to import just neutral into this scene, just background, close it, and let's preview. Looks good. Now of course if I want to change its motion, just say something. Just click on and agree, and a different motion appears. Now it's angry. We see this. And of course, it's all about how to import new characters into iSpring Suite, how to find them in your iSpring Suite character library, and how to find them in iSpring QuizMaker. Now we shortly reviewed how to import a new character into your dialogues to add it to your library in Talkmaster. And of course, if any questions come up, Polina, please let me know. All right.
I sure will.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Let's say I want to save and return to course because let's say the dialog is ready to be published. All right, here is my course, and of course I want to publish it. I want to convert it to a correct format so that all my users will be able to view it on their devices, whatever they use, if it's a desktop or iPad or supercharged iPhone or just Android or Windows phones. And what do? Of course, I go to the Publish Presentation window by clicking on the Publish option, and under the General tab, I select a correct format on the Output section. Here we see three main options, which are combined, mobile, and desktop. If you're pretty sure that all your users, customers, colleagues, learners, students will use only mobile devices, or or just up-to-date computers and browsers and laptops, then just go ahead and publish it to HTML5, which is also mobile, because this way you'll get the finite size of the project will be smaller rather than with a flash output option. Of course, if you know that all your users and students will use only desktop computers with maybe not up-to-date browsers, then please select Flash format, and it will be work on desktops and laptops. But it will not be played on mobile devices because this format is not supported and there is no way to make this format working on mobile devices. Of course, if you know that your audience is so wide and users will work with up-to-date computers, laptops, and super up-to-date mobile devices, but they also will use an out-of-date Internet Explorer 7 or 8 or Firefox, a very old Firefox, then go ahead and publish it to combined option, which is HTML5 plus Flash. What do you get with this option? With this option, you get HTML5 version of your presentation, which will be launched automatically. And if this format is not supported, for example, I'm on desktop, yes, but due to security policy of my company, I have to work in Internet Explorer 11 in the compatibility mode, and HTML5 is not supported in this mode. I will get Flash version of this course automatically. I will not see that it switched from HTML5 to Flash. Easy and really fast. So now we covered which formats are preferred and when you use each of them when you work with iSpring authoring tools. And of course, when you go with mobile, when you know that your users will work on smartphones and iPads or tablets, they will view them online, and Wi-Fi connection can be different. Sometimes it's super fast, sometimes it's really slow, and here's a good way to compress your media resources inserted into your courses. Usually, I use 20% for audio files. It's a good quality to listen to audio narrations, but the finite size of the files will be reduced. And a good option to set 50% for video files. The quality is good enough. It will be seen on desktops, laptops, and it will also be not as heavy as if we set it at 100%. Makes sense, especially if you have long courses with many video and audio files, and users will they do not have much time to wait for when your course is loaded. And of course, optimize your images for high resolution. With this option, you preserve original quality of your pictures. They will be scaled to high definition screens. Yeah. For example, you know that your users will work on laptops or desktops with full HD displays, then just set a higher resolution and all your pictures and video files will be scaled during the conversion process and the quality will not be reduced. It will be good, really. And of course, for pictures, set high quality or play with this setting. Here are 3 options just to find your own preset. And of course, to make sure that your course fits the window of a browser, make sure that you check this fit to window option. Again, as you can see, original resolution of PowerPoint slide is not as high as you need it when you work on a full HD display. That is why just go ahead and play with its scale. So now when you publish your presentation, you'll get this resolution, which is not bad. of course, you can go ahead and change the PowerPoint slide ratio in PowerPoint because it cannot be changed, but about this just in 1 minute. Play with the scale, and your pictures, video files, text messages, objects, smart arts, etc. They will be scaled according to this scale, and they will not be blurred if you, for example, view your courses on Full HD screen or even 4K monitors. It will be scaled, yes, but the quality will not be as bad. And of course, a good option, it's always a good option to have a hosting service at hand. Just go ahead and upload it to iSpring Cloud if you do not have your website or your hosting service or your own FTP account. Alright, I think it's good. And now we said so much about mobile format and about mobile devices, but how will it work actually? Let's go ahead and preview this. As you can see, I set high quality for this slide, and right now I'm about to publish it to, let's say, to my desktop. Just one slide, so it will not take much time. All right. This is how it looks on desktop, and as you can see, fit to window option works. I'm changing the window size, and nothing is cut. I see everything. But how it looks on iPad, for example, same way it will look on Android tablets. Player is the same. Now let's rotate this device. Yep. And how it looks on iPhone or Android smartphone. Here it is. Player is changed because on smartphones and iPhones you get a mobile player Y. You see that on iPad and on tablet devices, buttons are not as big as it should be, and sometimes you cannot just tap for the first time. And yes, it's much more convenient to work with these buttons when you are on desktop or laptop. Just move your mouse to it and click on it. And on smartphones, it would be much more inconvenient to check that, to tap those tiny buttons. And when you're in a landscape mode, as you can see, all control panels are hidden. Just click on this, click on a screen, tap on it, and they will appear. All right, I think I covered everything I should. Helena?
Yeah, I think so too. So I guess the main point of the very last publishing section that Vladimir covered was that with iSpring, whatever content type you have and whatever is on the slides, like different types of characters or videos or, media files, it will be seamlessly converted and uploaded to whatever resource you are going
Yeah.
to upload your content. So you shouldn't worry about it. And quick question at this point from Andrea to you, Vladimir. When Vladimir said Internet Explorer 11 in compatibility mode, did he mean that only if it is in compatibility mode will we have issues with HTML5 output? Or does he mean regardless of using Internet Explorer 11, it will have issues with HTML5 courses?
Not exactly. Saying compatibility mode, I meant that HTML5 content cannot be viewed in Internet Explorer in the compatibility mode because compatibility mode disables support of HTML5 format. This is how this option designed. It's designed to support all websites which are based on Flash Player technology. That is why HTML5 is not supported. And as we all know, Microsoft stopped support services for Internet Explorer, so no more updates for a few months, no more updates and fixes. That is why, just a second. If we go to html5test.com, we'll get how Internet Explorer works with HTML5. Here it is. Not as good as old Chrome, but it works. Yeah, it works. But there can be some, not issues, but well, some glitches are possible. It depends on where your content are uploaded. But once again, a lot of our customers use all browsers and they work with the combined mode, or they play HTML5 presentations and courses in Internet Explorer 11, 10, or 9 without any issues because our HTML5 output is light and it's really flexible. And saying about flexibility, I just remembered that I need to share with you one more thing. As you can see here, PowerPoint slide does not take the whole screen. Yeah, it does when we rotate the device. The thing is that the original ratio of PowerPoint slides cannot be changed. That is why it depends on which ratio you set in PowerPoint. Here is slide size, standard 4:3 or 16:9, or set your own ratio, custom slide size. Here is. This ratio will be preserved. It cannot be changed. But you also can change the background color so that the background will be hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And this way the borders of slides, they will not be so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
For example, okay, this is good. For example, this one. Yeah, you see that slide is almost hidden. And of course you can change colors for whole player, so now it's totally hidden.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And we got a response from Andrea. Thank you, Vladimir. I appreciate the clarification. We tend to steer our company towards Chrome and Firefox.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a good step because Chrome and Firefox, they already block Flash Player, and today you can have problems when you launch Flash content items in Chrome. Actually, they started this in September, but they decided to totally block it in December.
Yeah, we actually have a whole webinar that was dedicated to this topic, and I will be sending a link to it in the chat box so you guys can check it out.
Great.
And the next, I apologize. The next question is from Catherine. Can I make a cutout of one of our physicians, nurse practitioners, or staff members from a picture? And I guess that maybe Taylor could help us with that question.
Yeah, of course you can create your own cutout people. It takes a green screen or whatnot and someone to spend a significant amount of time cutting each character person out. eLearning Brothers actually has its own the part of its company that actually will cut it out for you. So if you need company-specific cutout people, we'll go out and take those pictures. You send us, what they need to be dressed in, what they need to look like, what kind of branding they need, and we'll actually build those out and cut them out for you and then send them to you later. which is really awesome. But
Yeah,
yes,
that's
you
really
can you can create your own cutout person. It'll take longer, but we can do that for you.
Thank you
yeah.
very
For
much.
example,
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I created just these 5 characters. It took much time, really, because I'm not professional
Hmm.
and the quality is not very good. You see that it just
You did a
that's why.
pretty good job, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was going to say it looks great.
it took
Yeah.
just 3 hours. Well, my God. That's why I would suggest that I just send them to a designer and ask him to do the job and get ready to use pictures and just then go ahead and download Character Wizard or yeah, just get Character Wizard and create packages for my library.
Hmm. Which is not that hard.
Yeah, and a link to download this Character Wizard is in the chat box.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you. And the next question, I guess this is for Taylor. Other than the characters already in iSpring Suite 8, are there more free characters that I may download, or are all additional characters for purchase only?
There are cutout people in the free library that we have. I can put that link. I think Paulina, I sent you that link in the chat to
Yes,
the free library.
I'm going to share it right now.
Okay. And in the link that Paulina is sending out, you will find some cutout people, but you won't find the 50,000 cutout people with the diversity that we have in that library. We also have if we go here, on the Get Started page of our website, can everybody see my screen, or should I take my
Yes,
screen?
yes, yes.
We can all see?
Hmm.
Okay. If we scroll down, we see right here, if you're an individual e-learning developer, you click Buy Now, or if you have a team, you call us and we can give you discounts on, you know, whatever, depending on your size. But if we hit Buy Now,
But I'm sorry, I can only see the instructional design page. Maybe you have paused.
I
Are you, do you mean to be
I
on it?
think that we are still looking at my screen, right?
oh
Oh,
we are.
okay.
I guess
Yeah,
that
let me change the
need
presenter
to.
really quickly.
There we go. Can we see
All
it now?
right. I'm sorry about that.
You're good. Awesome. So as you see right here on our Get Started page on our website, we have pricing for developers, individual developers, but we also have pricing for teams of developers. So if you have, 5, 6, up, as many as you want, that's more than one, we have pricing, and we click on here, and you can call in and talk with a specialist that will give you a pricing depending on your situation. But if we click right here, if you're an individual developer, we see the Cutout Person People Library is $349,
Mhm.
and that's an annual subscription. You get everything. Also, which is something very awesome, is if you create your own content and everything, we actually have a member library. So this is in the library section, that you can actually upload your own assets. And right here we have our team library. So if you work with a team of designers or developers, you can actually upload all your assets that you download from eLearning Brothers or wherever to this team library, and everybody on your team can go to one place, find all the assets that need to be downloaded, which is really awesome.
Mhm.
So sorry, that's a long answer to that short question.
Yeah, but thank you very much for mentioning that. And another
Yeah.
question is from Andrew. How easy is it to find different emotions for TalkMaster in the eLearning Brothers library?
It's actually very easy. TalkMaster, again, doesn't have that many. We only have those 18 character packs,
Mhm.
but finding emotions throughout our whole Cutout People library is very easy. As we see, we're on the Cutout People library section of the library. if we click Advanced Filters right here, we see we can sort by age, body, position, clothing, emotion. Again, this is answering Andrew's question. Ethnicity, gender, hair, and all these different kinds of props, industries, and if you want an illustrated photo or a realistic photo. So let's say if I wanted excited people, and I wanted them to be young adults, I hit search. We have excited young adults right here. Look, there's me right here. Oh, so excited. How excited I am. Yeah. So again, it's so simple to find what you're looking for or what you need for your project. And again, it's all right up here as well. So you can change all those on select those, and then again you see the whole library. So great question.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for taking care of it. And maybe Vladimir, you can handle the next question. It's from John.
Sure.
Are you ever going to support Max and Keynote?
Well, about Macs. Currently, PowerPoint for Mac OS does not support add-ons, any add-ons, not only iSpring. That is why it's quite difficult to develop an application which will work in an environment which is not supported, which has no options, features to handle this application. Of course, one day when PowerPoint for Mac supports add-ons, I think we will be the first who will develop a PowerPoint add-on for Mac. I think so.
Yeah, and I also wanted to mention that I think the week before that we had a webinar with one of our clients. His name is Kevin Baker, and he is using iSpring on his Mac computer. He's using iSpring Suite and iSpring Learn LMS, and he's perfectly fine with using it on his Mac computer. And also in January, we're going to have a webinar how iSpring can work on Mac, and all of you guys are more than welcome to participate. We will be covering some options when it's possible to use it's possible to use iSpring on the Mac computer.
And just, yeah, you said that Kevin works perfectly with iSpring on his Mac. Yeah, but just one clarification. In order to launch any Windows applications on Mac, you know that you need to install Windows using different options, Bootcamp or Parallels, in other words, virtual machine. And after that, you will be able to install PowerPoint for Microsoft Office, or just standalone Microsoft PowerPoint. Then go ahead and download and install iSpring, and you're good to go.
Right. And I think Kevin said something, the hardest part is to install Windows on your Mac computer, and that I found to be the easiest part.
All right, and a link in the chat box. There are 4 options explained. It's Bootcamp, Parallels, VirtualBox, and VMware Fusion. And just since we're talking about this, sorry, we also have our own instruction how to install Windows on your Mac using Bootcamp. So please find the link in the chat box as well. Hope this will be helpful.
All right. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And the last question we're going to cover, and I hope that Taylor, you might be able to help me with it. It's from John. It's not really a question, but maybe a comment. It looks really cool, but I want to make sure I have an outcome that furthers student learning or student attitudes towards learning. So I guess he means that it doesn't really matter
Yeah,
what kind of...
I think he was talking more about this graphic right here. That some of the literature, he wants to make sure that it's going towards people that will benefit from this. And before that, he asked, or exactly that it looks cool, but he wants to make sure that this actually would help in student learning.
Right.
I had answered a comment that he asked if this graphic right here will tell you and help you in the explicit do's and don'ts on when to use Cutout People.
Right.
It doesn't. These are simple best practices and ideas and guidelines and outlines for you. But he does bring up a good point in some literature that eLearning Brothers may look into doing of the best practices of Cutout People, which might be very interesting.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree, and I also think that you guys have to, whenever you create content and then you get that feeling like whether your students like it or not, the feedback from your real students, and depending on that, you are able to tweak it a little bit, and also by measuring how they did on the tests or quizzes or just how they did on learning that type of content will definitely help you to change the content in a good way.
Exactly.
All right, I think that at this point we're ready to wrap up, and I would like to thank everyone for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this webinar, and we're preparing more webinars for you in 2017. I would like to also thank Taylor for speaking for our audience and your audience today, and sharing some really nice tips on content creation. And also Vladimir, thank you very much for that technical side. You've been very clear on every point. I hope that all our attendees found it useful.
Well, as usual, always glad to be of help.
You sound very glad. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful New Year celebration, and we'll see you in 2017.
Sure,
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.